Saving Your Life with Wearable Technology is a two-part presentation. The first part can be found at www.techforsenior.com. This is part 2 and is presented as an APCUG presentation on August 15th, 2020. Let's get on with the presentation. This is Silver Ridge Resort, my home in Mesa, Arizona for the winter. As you remember from part 1, Mary is our fictitious patient. Mary is 74 years old, widowed, and lives full-time at Silver Ridge Resort. Let's just recap on Mary's history. Mary's lived at Silver Ridge Resort for 7 years and has won the hearts of all the residents. She lives by herself in a park model with an Arizona room and has a very good friend across the street who she walks with every morning at 9 a.m. Alice and Mary walk around Silver Ridge perimeter and then stop and have a cup of tea. Mary's very active and is a member of the pickleball club. Of course, her highlight of the year is Monday morning meetings at our computer club, Silvercom CTC. Mary's been widowed for about 12 years. Her daughter Meg is an accountant and lives in Palm Desert. She visits her about once a month. Mary has pretty good computer skills and Skypes frequently with Meg. Mary doesn't drive anymore and uses Uber for transportation. So what I'd like to portray in this scenario is that Mary is somewhat technology friendly. She has some good support systems, and we're going to use this later on when I make recommendations on support systems that she can implement to help with her health. Mary's health. Mary likes Dr. Jones, who has been her family physician for the past 12 years. Mary sees him twice a year at his office on Ellsworth Avenue in Mesa. Other than being a little overweight and having mild hypertension, Mary's in good health. She sees Dr. Jones twice a year and quite likes her visits with him. On July 2nd, Mary is walking home from the mailroom and feels a bit lightheaded. She has no chest pain or palpitations, but sits down on the grass. John comes by in his golf cart and asks if she's okay. She gets up and feels fine, but he insists on taking her home in his golf cart. The lightheadedness was gone. John phones later to make sure she's fine, and Meg calls and Mary promises to see Dr. Jones tomorrow. Dr. Jones sees Mary the next day, and on examination, he doesn't find really anything wrong. Her symptoms have gone, her vital signs, including her blood pressure, are normal, and decides, since these symptoms were only very transient, not to do any investigations. On Monday, July 17th, Mary was cooking supper and felt a similar lightheaded feeling lasting for 30 minutes. She had no chest pain or palpitations, and the symptoms went away when she rested in her lazy boy chair. She saw Dr. Jones, who again found nothing but did an ECG, which was normal. Because this was Mary's second episode, they decided to do some investigations, which would include blood work and a cardiac monitor for 24 hours. But Mary had Meg coming on Friday, so wanted to do the tests the following week, and Dr. Jones said that would be just fine. On Wednesday, around 2:30 in the morning, Mary got out of bed to have a pee. While getting off the toilet, she had another attack, and she fell to the floor. But as she fell to the floor, she heard a crack in her right hip. She was in terrible pain and wedged between the shower and the toilet. She couldn't move and called for help, but no one came. Alice found Mary at 9 in the morning when she came for a walk. When the ambulance arrived, she was very cold, hypothermic. She had a slow pulse and a very low blood pressure. On arrival to Banner Hospital, she had a temporary pacemaker inserted in the emergency room. She was then transferred to ICU, where she was stabilized and had a permanent pacemaker. Her hip was repaired, and to the delight of everyone, Mary had an uneventful recovery. She's back doing her daily walks with Alice, but has given up pickleball. So what was Mary's diagnosis? What could she have done better to be prepared for this medical emergency? And what clues in her history could we expand on? Let's have a look. What could Mary have done to be better prepared for a medical emergency? The answer to that is plan for a medical emergency. This is one of the most important things seniors can do is plan for an unexpected medical emergency. What were the clues in Mary's history that could be expanded on? Well, Mary lived in a resort that was seasonal. This made her isolated, particularly in the summer, when although those 700 homes in Mesa at Silver Ridge Resort, there's nobody there in the summer. Isolation is a big problem with seniors, particularly if they're living in areas where very rural areas. There is internet at Silver Ridge, and of course, Mary does have some computer skills, so we're going to use these later on to improve communication and safety. She has a caring daughter who visits regularly. Maybe we could get Meg to participate in Mary's care. And she has good medical support. That has never been an issue. Mary has a family physician locally and a good relationship with him. What was Mary's diagnosis? Well, Mary had a heart problem that required a pacemaker. She had a fall at night while going to the bathroom, and that fall resulted in a fractured hip. The problem was the isolation and that Mary was not able to get any help when she called for it. This resulted in her being very hypothermic. She went into shock and almost had a fatal event. Mary could be better prepared by developing a smart living solution. This is a big topic, and I've distilled it down into 4 sections. The first section really is personal monitoring. This is your health, location, emergency notification. The second is Internet of Things devices, home automation. This would be safety, communication, thermostats, and things like that. The third part would be peripheral home security, door locks, alarms, and cameras. And the fourth is what we'll talk about later as social communication. Let's have a look at this. Falls in the elderly are a major cause of morbidity and disability. More than a third of persons 65 years of age or older fall each year, and in half of such cases, the falls are recurrent. The risk doubles or triples in the presence of cognitive impairment or a history of previous falls. This makes fall detection and emergency notification a very important part of Mary's management. Detection is perfected by the Apple Watch. Apple has spent a number of years detecting through their accelerometer the motions of falling. They are really leading the pack in fall detection technology. Emergency notification can be found on many devices and can be a life-saving feature. Fall detection. The Apple Watch Series 5 can detect that you have fallen. When an incident like this occurs, a hard fall alert is delivered, and you can easily initiate a call to emergency services or dismiss the alert. If you're unresponsive after 60 seconds, the emergency call will be placed automatically. Your emergency contacts will then be notified and sent your location. International emergency calling. You can complete a call to emergency service when traveling abroad. Just press and hold the side button on Apple Watch Series 5 with cellular and you'll be connected with the help you need. It even works if you're nowhere near your iPhone. Medical alert apps can provide free emergency notification. And this app is called Fall Call Lite. It is a free app and will provide emergency notification for up to 5 caregivers. Most peripheral devices have a wide appeal and many functions. They often are used as activity trackers, but in this presentation, I'm going to focus on the medical applications. If devices are going to record or interpret medical data, they must get FDA approval as a Level 2 medical device. A Level 1 medical device would be an ECG machine, a respirator, or a primary hospital machine. However, the Apple Watch and watches of same require a Level 2 or FDA approval for the applications recording medical information. For example, the atrial fibrillation pulse detection that is in the Apple Watch was approved 2 or 3 years ago by the FDA. This has allowed Apple to market this watch to many different countries, but it would require approval in each country for that specific application within the watch. I am happy to tell you that as of last week, the FDA approved the atrial fibrillation pulse monitoring in the Samsung Watch 3. As I speak, this feature is now being turned on, the watch that was just released on August the 5th. Hopefully this also will be transferred into the Samsung Active Watch 2. The next feature, which is not essential but I think is a very good feature, is blood pressure recording. This is not available on the Apple Watch, but will be available on the Samsung Watch 3. It is now being approved in South Korea for blood pressure monitoring, and hopefully will be approved shortly in the United States and Canada. This will allow ongoing monitoring of your blood pressure by your watch period. Applications for blood sugar monitoring, as this technology is now available. This will be the holy grail and make the first device very popular. I'm not sure who is going to win the event yet, but this is likely coming up in about another year. We will see the bloodless blood sugar monitoring with these devices. This indeed will prove to be very, very important. You will see the new Samsung Watch 3 as outlined in red. The Apple Watch Series 5 versus the Galaxy Watch. FDA cleared the ECG feature of the Galaxy Watch, and it should be installed as I speak. It also comes with fall detection and emergency notification. The Galaxy Watch runs the Tizen operating system and works with Android phones and Apple phones or iPhones. Apple Watch is only compatible with an iPhone. The Galaxy Watch is round and Apple Watch is square, so it's fairly easy to identify the different models. The Galaxy Watch comes in two sizes, 41 and 45 millimeters. The Apple Watch comes a little bit smaller at 40 and 44 millimeters. The Galaxy Watch will record blood pressure when when the feature is turned on and approved by the FDA. It will be a Level 2 approved device, and it is approved now in South Korea for blood pressure monitoring. Automatic pill dispensers. Pill dispensers no longer look like the old ones you remember your grandparents used to use. These pill caddies have gotten a high-tech upgrade, and the automatic ones can even meter out the right doses and communicate with smartphones and computers. We even have a smartphone reminder, which is a large pill organizer. It can dispense from 7 to 14 days. It has portable containers and a free app that monitors the dispensing. Home automation must be fueled by a fast internet. Working on a hotspot with your phone will not work. It is so important as we move forward, particularly seniors, to ensure that you have a very fast internet connection. Hopefully the governments of Canada and the United States will recognize this, and it will be a right that everyone will have a reliable internet connection. This is extremely important for seniors because this often will allow them to remain in their own home. I've listed the various cable services provider above in the slide. The slowest is DSL. DSL is an old system. It has been around for 20 years and it runs on telephone line. Its maximum speed is around 100 megabytes download and is the slowest of the group here. The second is cable. Cable is very common, and it's interesting that I see a lot of cable services now are offering a gigabit service, which is 1,000 megabit download. This is pretty fast now and a lot faster than the 200 or 300 we had a few years ago. Clearly, fiber optic is very fast, and the residential fiber optic maximum speed is around 2 gigabits. This is indeed fast. We don't know yet what Starlink or satellite technology will bring us, but according to Elon Musk, it should be pretty fast, and it should provide services for rural Canada and the United States that have hard times getting internet services. The Holy Grail clearly is fixed base 5G, and this is a service that will be providing up to 5,000 megabits download and should be universally available across the United States soon. For home automation to work, you will require a relatively new router. It is important that you buy a dual band router that works on 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz frequencies. A lot of the Internet of Things devices now, monitoring devices, will use both bands and significantly speed them up. It is also important when you purchase a router that you identify how many devices can be connected to the router. This is often not known and certainly not on the product information when you're looking at purchasing the item. This is important now as we move ahead, and many devices will be connected to your router through Wi-Fi. So it is important that you know exactly how many devices can be connected. So in the diagram above, you'll see that we have a modem that's connected to your router. And then from there, your router will broadcast your Wi-Fi, and this will go into your home network. One of the mistakes people make is connecting their computer or laptop to their router by Wi-Fi. I see this mistake being made over and over again. If your laptop or computer is sitting next to your router, plug it in. Take an Ethernet cord and plug the back of your computer into the back of your router through a cord. This means your computer will not be competing in an overly congested Wi-Fi system for information. It will make your computer run a lot faster. In this diagram, I'd like to introduce the concept of a smart home hub. A smart home hub is a device that will communicate to Internet of Things by a different frequency than Wi-Fi. We'll talk about Zigbee and Z-Wave in a minute, but this is a device that will connect your peripheral devices without using your Wi-Fi. So in the diagram above, you'll see that we have a router, and to the router, it will broadcast a Wi-Fi signal, which will go to your home network. You also will have a smart home hub plugged in directly to your router, and your peripheral devices will be connected through the smart home hub. An example of this is Samsung Smart Home Hub, which is on the right side. Now, as we build our home network, we'll have a number of devices that are connected to our Wi-Fi system. And if you look in this example, you'll see the squares in yellow are devices that can be connected to your home Wi-Fi. Let's go to the left side and start with the Google Assistant. Google has a number of products available through their Nest branded service, and we'll be talking about those a little bit later, but these all connect to your Wi-Fi. Of course, we have the Amazon products, and we'll be talking about those as well. They are the Echo series. Some of these actually can be used as a hub, and that means that Zigbee and Z-Wave can be connected to those devices, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We then have our Apple home devices. These again only use Apple products, but they can be connected through your Wi-Fi to your home network. And then of course we have Microsoft's Cortana and any devices that are connected to it. So all these devices that you may have in your home would be connected to your home network through your Wi-Fi, as shown in the diagram above. In this slide, you'll see the Smart Home Hub is connected directly into the router, and if you look specifically at the yellow squares, you'll see this. Now, connected to your Smart Home Hub could be light bulbs, it could be security cameras, it could be a lot of different Internet of Things devices. But the important thing to identify here is these devices connect through a different radio signal, either called Zigbee or Z-Wave, and these devices connect to your smart home hub, which then is plugged directly into your router and does not affect your Wi-Fi. In this diagram, I want you to look at the two boxes in yellow. The first is the Nest thermostat, which is a common device that is from Google, and it's used for remote controlling of your thermostat in your home. This again is connected to your home network by Wi-Fi. Now suppose you wanted also to connect all the light bulbs in your house to turn it on and off remotely. Again, one of the options that you would have would be to connect all these light bulbs to your Wi-Fi. This would be directly connected to your Wi-Fi, but again, if you had a lot of light bulbs in your house, this is going to add a significant stress on your Wi-Fi system. A better way to connect the light bulbs to your home network would be to use a hub. Sengled is a company that makes light bulbs. They also make a hub that is attached to your router that can connect all your light bulbs. This is actually a much more efficient way of doing it and much cheaper than buying individual Wi-Fi light bulbs. You'll see in this example, this is a device, this is a hub, and two light bulbs, and you get all three for $35.99 on Amazon. Now I would like to go over Amazon's impressive lineup. I am not going to use the A word because otherwise all your devices are going to go off in this presentation. Safe to say, up in front of you are the devices I own of Amazon's. On the left-hand side, you'll see the Amazon Show. In the center, you'll see the Amazon Dot. And on the right side, you'll see my Sonos speaker that is Amazon enabled. Some of these devices can be used as a hub. In this particular device, you can see the Echo Plus can be used as a hub. This means it will be recognizing Zigbee or Z-Wave devices. Amazon devices have a unique communication feature that can be used to drop in on someone's Amazon device. In the following example, you'll see how Brett drops in on his daughter as she's cleaning his room. In the second example, you'll see how he drops in on a man in a different home. This is done by Amazon's drop-in feature. With appropriate security, you can link this service to any Amazon account and then any Amazon device within that account. Let's see how this works.
So first, let's dive into Communicate. So if you haven't already, you most likely will need to go into the Amazon application and set up all of these features so that you have functionality to them. So first, let's talk about Drop-In. Drop-In allows you to access other Echo devices in your home or other devices that have been linked to your account through the messaging service. So I could drop in on my parents' house into their kitchen and talk to them without them having to do anything. So let's go ahead and drop in on another room and see what they're doing. So we can either choose to drop in or we could drop in by voice. Drop in on kids' room.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Sharing some gum. Sharing some gum.
Oh, that sounds fun. Have you cleaned your room yet?
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as it's clean, we'll go to the park, alright?
All right, okay. But what if we don't finish it? No. Okay. Meet you here. Bye. Okay.
All right, bye.
You here. Bye.
Next, you have Announce. So you could announce that you're home and it will broadcast a message to all the Echoes in your home. Here you could call somebody via the Echo Show. Here you could message, so I could message my daughter's Echo and then she could message me back and we have a one-to-one conversation like that. Send a message to Adele.
Okay, Brett. What's the message?
Thanks for cleaning your room.
Got it. Should I send it?
Yes.
Sending to Adele.
And then here you can show the contacts you have available. So let's go ahead and use the call feature and we're going to do this by voice. Alexa, video call Randy Bristow.
Calling Randy Bristow's Alexa devices.
So now if he has multiple devices, like he has an Echo Show or he has the Alexa app on his phone, it would actually just call his phone and we can video chat that way as well, as long as he has linked his Amazon account. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Fine, how are you?
Good. So you're talking on your Echo Show.
Yes.
Did it ring your phone as well?
No. I just heard it on the Alexa show, and it said Brett Bristow is trying to talk to you.
Okay. And here on screen, I can move my little camera guy around, so if you want him to be in a different corner. All right, so on the Echo Show 5, I do have a 1 megapixel camera, and over on his Echo Show, he does have a 5 megapixel camera, but for the most part, this looks pretty good. All right, and then at any time, I could mute the video on screen, or I can use the mute switch. So here you can see the white icon indicating that they can't see me, and you can see that the camera has been turned off there. All right, Mr. Bristow, thanks for the help today.
You bet. Anytime. Good luck.
Okay, sounds good. See you later.
Bye-bye.
So that is how you make a video call. You can also call with voice, and you can also call mobile phone numbers in the US, Canada, and Mexico for free.
There are a number of Google Home products that have been rebranded recently to the Google Nest. I don't think these integrate quite as well as the Amazon products, but still are very functional. Google Nest has its own plans to deal with 911 emergency, and we'll be talking about that in a moment.
Dad, come back to the camera. What are you looking for?
There's a rock I showed you, but there's this one.
You showed me that already. The rock that you found.
Looks like a piece of wood.
Yes, the rock that looks like a piece of wood. I think it is a piece of wood, but that's...
Yeah, it's not in... Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's in that bottom drawer. The one down to the right. Could it be in the attic? Look in your socks drawer. In your car? In the trunk? If you look down at your rug, is there a big lump? Could it be in a book that's actually like a little safe that you open up the book and the first page says dictionary and then it's hollowed out. You know how sometimes things end up in gloves? Might you have done that?
Apple makes HomePods. These connect Apple devices to the HomePod hub. I'm not sure how popular this is. I don't use any Apple products. It is important for you to know that both Amazon and Alexa or Google Home cannot call directly to 911. The reason for this is federal government regulations that prohibit this, and this is due to two issues. First is location. If you call 911 through these devices, you cannot be located. The second is two-way calling. This is not possible if you're making a call with Alexa or Google. There is a slight workaround to this issue. Echo Connect is a product that connects your Amazon devices to your home phone. If you look at this diagram, you'll see a portable phone with a landline on the left side and an Amazon device on the right side. When you use the Echo Connect to connect these two devices, then your calling from your Amazon devices goes through your landline. In this situation, you could dial 911 through your Amazon device. Your Amazon device operates on skills. These are specific features that you can enable on your Alexa devices. We are going to set up a skill to make a designated friend make that call for you. The skill is called Ask My Buddy, and this is an Amazon skill that you can set up. In this example, I have enabled the skill, and I have to give permission to have my device address and location services turned on. You enable the skill and then create an account with Ask My Buddy Online. As you see in this slide, I have started an account with my name and registered for this service. Ask My Buddy is a skill or application that works with a variety of devices that support either Amazon, Google, Microsoft. The service is free for the first 10 messages per month and 5 contacts. If you need more messages, the $3.60 cost allows you 120 alerts per month and 5 additional contacts. And of course, if you're real sick, then you can go up to the $5.99 per month. But for most people, it will be free, and this allows you to set up 5 contacts. So when you say Ask My Buddy, the Amazon device will ask you which person you'd like to call, and in my case it would be Gail, and when I mention her name, then 3 things happen. The first is a call comes to my home phone. The second, a call goes to Gail's phone, my wife, and the third is she gets a text message. And in the text message, as you see above, it says Ronald Brown sent you an alert via Ask My Buddy on Amazon Alexa. This alert is sent only if this person has asked for help. Please check on them now. So this is a way that you can get information sent to up to 5 caregivers if you need help. And it is easy to ask for this service through your Amazon device. Home security is a big topic and will be covered in another video. Needless to say, there are many options that you can use for home security services. My friend John Hamblin in Nova Scotia did a pilot study 2 years ago in which to use the Google Home device. This was given out to 30 seniors ages 60 to 84. They used the device, they were instructed on the use of the device and used it for a period of time. This was very successful, and there was a lot of positive experiences. They used the They use the device to get information, for adaptive to needs, for socialization, for safety, for entertaining, and even some humor. Now, what about Mary? Let's go back to Mary and see what my recommendations would be. The first thing is Mary needs a cell phone. This is extremely important if she's going to establish good communication. What cell phone to get? This is where I would ask Meg, her daughter, what type of cell phone she has. 45% of the people in the United States use iPhones. iPhones have a particular feature called FaceTime. This allows for instant communication between two individuals. This is a huge advantage if you are a senior. I think if Meg had an iPhone, then I'd certainly recommend one for Mary. If she didn't, then our options are open and there are many other things that we could do. But certainly if Meg had an iPhone, then I would recommend Mary have one. Personal monitoring is not extremely important as far as her cardiac pacemaker goes, because this will be remotely monitored with the medical services. It also will record any episodes of atrial fibrillation she has, so we're not really that concerned about an atrial fibrillation monitor. But it would be important for her for fall detection and emergency notification to have some sort of personal monitoring device. I would certainly put an Echo Show in her Arizona room and have it drop-in enabled with Meg. I would also enable the Alexa skill for notification. Meg should have an Echo Show in her house as well. And as far as Mary goes, I would put Echo Dots in the bathroom and one in the kitchen. I would also have a Ring doorbell for communication and security, and I would also put security lights outside with cameras around the periphery of her home. Well, thank you for watching my video titled Saving Your Life with Wearable Technology, Part 2. In this video, we continued with Mary's journey as she recovered from her fractured hip and back to Silver Ridge Resort. This video shows the importance of planning for an emergency. We've been able to use Internet of Things devices to help improve Mary's security and allow communication in case of an emergency. Please see Part 1 as we go through Mary's diagnostic dilemma of a dizzy spell that results in a fall, a near-death experience, and ultimately a pacemaker insertion. How could the Apple Watch or peripheral devices that we can wear help solve this diagnostic dilemma? All in Part 1. Please stay safe and be sure and wear a mask.